Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Inspired Flow. Today we're going to talk about the flow of song and peace of mind. Hopefully this creates. I was just with a friend and he is considering staying in Israel, learning more, and part of that to find where to be in terms of location. I can't give details, but the main point that we discussed last night after a nice meal together was the peace of mind is the key. That in order to sing the song of Torah, which is really what Torah is supposed to be, it's meant to be an experience, like a music song. And David HaMelech did call it song, David the King, and he was criticized for that. But there is a certain aspect of song of when you learn and when you experience spirituality, it should bring you to a level of song, because song flows. It has a verse, chorus, middle eight, and most songs are built. We spoke once about this flow of ABCB, which is connected to the name of God, Yud Kei Vav Kei. It's a similar pattern. It goes up and up into climax and then comes back down. So this is something very spiritual. If a person would realize like what drives a person, intimate life, it's connected to this aspect. But there's a certain experience. And my wife is an exercise teacher, and she teaches her Vitality Guf Nefesh, Vitality Body and Soul classes on exercise. She has her own branding in terms of bringing together all the different styles, a bit like Bruce Lee did with martial arts. She has her own way in terms of exercise, and it's very successful in where she's teaching, and she could for sure do more. But we're slowly, everything is a process. She has the power to teach in song, and it's a flow from the beginning of the class to the end. Not just that there's music playing, but the class, the movements, it's art, it's flow. It's not just making people work. It's also taking people on a journey. And this is something which when you're learning or when you're growing in your spirituality and your growth, you're trying to seek out these patterns and bring things together, even in business and the latest high tech. It's all to do with certain algorithms and tuning into what's the algorithm of success. There's a certain reality of this flow in song, but the goal is to come to peace of mind. That is what I was talking with my friend about at the beginning when we mentioned that wherever he lives and stays, it should be done with peace of mind, that he should be most optimized and effective, like the way Tim Ferriss describes, like really utilizing your time to the fullest and not getting distracted by all the 100 things that are going on around and around, that you don't have the peace of mind to really bring out who you are in the fullest way in your learning, in your business, in your relationships. And this is something which is really important. I do want to make a point. I did try and contact someone recently about maybe collaborating, but it was in a context of that they make themselves available just for a sales call for what they offer. I was hoping he would understand that I was trying to not just sell to him, but bring together like his skills and my skills and do something together. It didn't really come over properly. And one of the reasons why I'm mentioning this now is he has a podcast and he's a successful guy in his own way, but I just felt like I wasn't really listened to in terms of there was an opportunity that even if right now it's not going to sell for him right this minute, but I was trying to communicate something that was a bigger story, and thankfully I have found some people interested in backing it in some level so that we can start moving forward. But the amazing thing is that I think that he would have done an amazing job, and I was opening the door for him to be involved. But then this is one of the things of just allowing the divine providence that some people, if they're not hearing something, it's because they're not meant to hear it. It's not their mission, it's not their calling, and that was my job then to accept that and move on. And this is something which, once again, like the concept of song and peace of mind, that you can't involve every single band and genre of music in a composition. It has to be about finding the right notes. That's the famous Torah from Rabbi Nachman, Zemra Lakai Ba'odi, the Reish Pei bass. You've got to find those right notes, those notes that actually fit what you're trying to do. And sometimes the musicians you thought might be the right people, or the notes, you're going to have to change that. And that process of choice and focus of what's needed and what isn't is really, really important. And it comes with a lot of self-awareness and understanding of, say, for example, music, of how the art of music works, or in other things in terms of business, who to partner with, who to collaborate with. Collaborate is definitely something. Collaboration is crucial, but it also has to come together with other factors like we talked about in the previous podcast. And this is what is going to bring out this song of this. Once again, the clarifications brings peace of mind, and you start to see a flow. And that's how music has to be. That's really, in my opinion, how life has to be. And I believe also spirituality. And I think it goes into everything. There's a flow, and that flow of notes, that flow of clarity, that flow of values, that will guide you to the next step and to the next step, and who to collaborate with. There's also in relationships, for example, I have family members who want to come to Israel and they want to come visit, which is really appreciated and always welcome. But at the same time, it means my wife is going to be doing the work, and she has to get the attention and the focus and the energy from me that she should want to host my family for a meal and put all that energy and effort into it. And that's something which, it's not about is she willing, it's about am I willing to give her the time of day that she should be in a state of mind to want to give. And that's often when we have to realize that people around us, relationships, that it's about how much are we investing in the emotional bank account, like Stephen Covey says, and how much are we giving to that relationship. And sometimes there's opportunities to develop new relationships. Not everybody sees it. I try to see it. Thank God I have a good relationship with some of my old friends. We're talking about over 30 years almost, and that's to our credit that we've stayed in touch and developed, and we've seen so much good come from that friendship, and it includes other people as well, and that is building positive circles. And I wish that everybody should have a beautiful rest of week. Thank you for listening. Looking forward to reconnect with the Shabbat coming. Another week is on its way, and I believe 100% in the power of living with song, being able to collaborate, join together in song, in music, in energized living, and to bring that out to the most peaceful time of the week of Shabbat, to connect. And Shabbat Shira, this is the name for this Shabbat. We won't get into why, but this is the collaboration of so much effort and belief brings us into a song that we overcame all our demons, all our challenges, and we're sitting together as family, rejoicing on a Shabbat day or night. And I recommend people to experience that, whoever's listening. Have a good one.